Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Ehsan, and in today's video we're going to talk about IELTS reading. It is better for you to have this book in front of you, IELTS Cambridge 14, the academic one, and we're going to solve from this Cambridge book test 1 reading passage 1. It's better to have a pencil and take notes while watching this video. Turn off any distractor such as your cell phone to have your full concentration. And I'm going to give you some tips and strategies to solve this kind of test. It is better to watch this video along me and take it easy, step-by-step guide to lead you to solving this sort of problems. And it's better for you to smile and make yourself relax if you're at home or anywhere. But before we get started, if you're new here, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and also the notification bell, so whenever I upload a new video, you'll be aware of it. Let's jump into it. As always, I split the page into two halves. On the left hand side, you can see the passage, and on the right hand side, you can see the questions relating to this passage. Cambridge 14, Test 1, Reading Passage 1. The importance of children's play. This is the title of this passage. And here are all the questions. For questions 1 to 8, it's a sentence completion, one word only. Be careful about this. Just one word. Children's play. And for questions 9 to 13, it is true, false, not given. So comparing these two types of questions, it's obvious that this is the easiest one to start with. Children's play. This one. Children's play. Uses of children's play. For question 1, building a magical kingdom. This is the first important keyword to highlight. And this is one thing that you had to look for it in the passage. When you find this keyword is in inverted commas, it's really helpful to find it. And it is not paraphrased, it's just this one. Then normally, I mean more than 90% of the times, the questions and answers for this type of question, sentence completion, are in the same order. So when I find the answer to question 1, then probably on the next sentence or the next paragraph, I'm going to find question number 2. So the hardest part of this sentence completion is to find the answer to question number 1. That's it. So magical kingdom, just look for magical kingdom in the passage. Ta-da! Pretty easy. The first sentence. Now you locate your answer would be in this paragraph. Okay, that's for sure. So it says that building a magical kingdom may help develop something. Help develop. Now you look for may help develop what? Imagining fairy tale turrets and fire-breathing dragons with witches and gallant heroes. She's creating an enchanting world, although she isn't aware of it. This fantasy is helping her take her first steps towards her capacity for creativity. You see, when I locate the answer, then I read it word by word very carefully. And here it says that is helping her take her first steps towards her capacity for what? All of these meaning that may help develop something, develop creativity. And if you have problems, you can just copy and paste this word. It's really important because for your spelling mistake, your right answer would be wrong. So be careful about that. So creativity is the right answer for question number 1. Okay? Now, question number 2. Board games involve what and turn taking. Focus on and turn taking. This is really helpful to find the answer. You can just look for turn taking. This is easy one to look for. Where it is turn taking or something relating to this. This is board game, okay? And here, take turns with a partner. It means turn taking. And here it's our and. Pretty easy. So she's learning about the need to follow rules. Now, I have a question. Follow rules or just rules? Just rules, because here it says that one word only. Be careful about that. So rules. Question number 3. Recent changes affecting children's brain. Populations of what have grown? Populations of what? So, it's about growing populations. Recent changes. Okay. Just quickly move your eyes about something about populations. Growing population. Nothing is in this paragraph. Of developing skills for adult life, ideas about, no, nothing in here. But it's an important vocabulary. I always emphasize that. Be careful about this kind of words. But, however, most of the times you can find the answers after but in the IELTS Cambridge books. But we live in changing times, and Whitebread is mindful of a worldwide decline in play, pointing out that over half the people in the world now live in cities. Half the people in the world now live in cities. So population of cities have grown. So cities is the right answer. It's obvious. For question 3. Question 4. Opportunities for free play are limited due to fear of what? For 4 and 5, the answers are in either order because it's just the same, so no problem if you change the order for 4 and 5. Fear of something. Fear of something. Now, just a scheme. Just outdoor play is curtailed by. So, here, he says outdoor play is curtailed by perceptions of risk. Curtailed means to reduce something, okay? Limited or reduced, which in here, limited due to. Limited here means curtailed, okay? So, by perceptions of risk to do with traffic, perceptions of risk to do with, all of it means fear of what? Traffic. And as I already mentioned that you can write traffic for question number 5, no problem, in either order, okay? As well as parents' increased wish to protect their children from being the victims of crime. Again, as well as parents' increased wish to protect their children from being the victims. All of it again means fear of crime. Somehow it corresponds to this one. It's equivalent. It's not the same meaning. The concept is just the same. Crime. And again, 4 and 5 in either order. You can write for 4 crime and 5 traffic. No, not important. Okay. For question 6, increased what in schools? Again, the next sentence. And by the emphasis on earlier is better, which is leading to greater competition in academic learning and schools. Academic learning and schools, paraphrased for in schools, leading to greater competition. Increased what? Increased competition. You can copy and paste your answer in an internet-based IELTS competition. Always be careful about the spelling. Okay? So, pretty easy and straightforward. International policies on children's play it is difficult to find what to support new policies. It's better to look for policies where it is here, based policies on. Maybe start with the sentence, but again, our crucial word in IELTS exam, but what they often lack is the evidence to base policies on. What they often lack, so they find it is difficult to find. They often lack. What they often lack is just a paraphrase one, and you can look for this kind of paraphrase in my IELTS keyword table. I mentioned this. It's really important for you guys to make your eyes familiar with these kind of paraphrasing in IELTS Cambridge books, how they paraphrase it. So what is it they lack or they find it difficult is the evidence. Evidence is the right answer for this question. Okay, now question number 8. Research needs to study the impact of play on the rest of the child's what? The impact of play, maybe something related to impact. Where it is, impact of play is in child spontaneous and unpredictable, but as soon as you ask a 5-year-old to play, then you as the researcher have intervened, explains doctor, and we want to know what the long-term impact of play is. Impact of play. It's a real challenge. Dr. Jenny Gibson agrees, pointing out that although some of the steps in the puzzle of how and why play is important have been looked at, there is very little data on the impact it has on the child's later life. Here it is. So with this one, I find where my answer is, and then it says that research needs to study. It means it has a very little data, the impact of play on the rest of the child's what? On the impact has on the child's later life. If here says that 2 words, you can write later life, but here it says just 1 word, so you just had to write life, rest of the child's life. Here is the answer for question number 8. Now question 9 till 13, which is true, false, not given. Probably your answer is going to be on the rest of the paragraphs, okay? The rest of the paragraphs, and again, the difficult one is to locate the answer for the question number 9. So children with good self-control are known to be likely to do well at a school later on. Self-control, it's a pretty straightforward vocabulary to look for, and probably it's not paraphrase here. Self-control, okay? So a strong possibility is that play supports the early development of children's self-control, explains Baker. This is our ability to develop awareness of our own thinking progresses. It influences how effectively we go about undertaking challenging activities. Nothing is there. Here it says children with good self-control are known to be likely to do well at a school later on. Now you had to find vocabulary relating to at a school later on. Okay? This is important to look for. I use another color for this one. Okay. In a study carried out by Baker with toddlers and young preschoolers, she found that children with greater self-control here, with children with greater self-control, solved problems more quickly when exploring an unfamiliar setup requiring scientific reasoning. Solve problems more quickly. So it's completely true, this statement. And please if you're practicing for IELTS Cambridge books, write true for your own. For example, in the paper based, okay? Do not just write T stand for true. No, just write it completely, because if you write T instead of true, your right answer would be considered as the wrong one. Be careful about that. Okay, here we go. This one is true, completely true. So question number 10, the way a child plays may provide information about possible medical problems. So medical problems is a great word to look for it. Maybe they use some paraphrase it. Maybe they paraphrase it. For example, with something relating to the health or some kind of illness. I don't know. But you had to imagine this. You had to prepare for it. You had to predict what is going to be the paraphrase version of medical problems. If you solve more reading IELTS Cambridge books, you're going to be familiar. And if you look at my IELTS keyword table playlist, you're going to find lots of these paraphrasing for you. It's at first, of course, it is difficult, but after a while, you'll be familiar with. So look for something relating to the health problems, medical problems, something like this. Just look for this. Nothing is there. Here. You can see healthy social and emotional development, healthy, something related to health. Okay, this is the first one. And again here, disorders like autism, again something related to medical problems. So these are all the clues that we can look for it. Now focusing on answering. The way a child plays may provide information about possible medical problems. So playful behavior is also an important indicator of healthy social and emotional development. In my previous research, I investigated how observing children at play can give us information clues about their well-being, again, well-being, and can even be useful in the diagnosis of neurodevelopmental disorders like autism. So it's completely agree with this statement. So the answer is completely true. Now, question 11. Playing with dolls was found to benefit girls' writing more than boys' writing. So it's some comparison between girls and boys' writing relating to playing with dolls. Playing with dolls. Dolls, actually something easy to find. Our recent research has involved developing a play-based approach to supporting children's writing. So it's about children's writing. It's in here. Many primary school children find writing difficult, but again, be careful. But we showed in a previous study that a playful stimulus was far more effective than an instructional one. Children wrote longer and better structured stories when they first played with dolls, representing characters in the story. So there is nothing about boys and girls in here. For now, maybe this is not given, okay? But allow me to go to question 12 and then come back to question 11. For now, it's just not given, for now. But I'm not sure. I put some star in here. Maybe I change it later on. I don't know. For now, go to question 12. Children had problems thinking of ideas when they first created the story with Lego. Lego is something really easy to find and not paraphrased. Always look for the keywords that not paraphrased. Lego. Here, this is Lego. So I find it. In the latest study, children first created their story with Lego with similar results. Many teachers commented that they had always previously had children saying they didn't know what to write about. They didn't know what to write about. With the Lego building, however, important, now it is going to set something in the opposite direction. Not a single child said this through the whole year of the project. Meaning that with Lego, nobody said that this is completely difficult to write. You see here it says that they had always previously had children saying they didn't know what to write about, but with Lego nobody said that. So children had problems thinking of ideas when they first created with the story. With Lego, no. With Lego they didn't have problems thinking about. Okay, you had to understand the whole sentence, and it's really easy one because this is passage one. So, and there is nothing about this here about boys and girls. As you can see, I find the answer for the question 12, but nothing about comparison between boys and girls writing. So the answer for question 11 is not given. And the last question, people nowadays, if I even start answering this type of questions, I told you, whenever they talked about something about prediction of the future, they talked about nowadays, 2 days, okay, they probably put the answer relating to this question on the latest paragraph. Not always, you see, not always. But this is a good point to notice that if you're out of time. Here, this is the latest, this is the last paragraph. People nowadays regard, and most of the times the answering this type of question is really easy ones to answer, even when they put this in reading passage 2 or 3. So this is really good point. People nowadays regard children's play as less significant than they did in the past. There is some comparison between now and past. So somehow the importance of play has been lost. Somehow the importance of play has been lost. It's regarded as something trivial. Something trivial. What is it, something trivial? Trivial means having little value or importance. So this is less significant, or even as something negative. You see, it's even explained this, the meaning or concept of something trivial. Negative, that contrasts with work. Let's not lose sight of it. It's completely obvious that nowadays, yes, this is absolute true for this one. So out of 5, 3 of them are true, 1 of them false, and 1 of them not given. So it's not something that, for example, 2 true, 2 false, 1 not given. No, you cannot say that before it. Okay guys, this is the end of this video. I hope you like this video. If that's the case, please give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friend, and thanks for all of the comments from you guys. You emphasized that I had to prepare more videos like this, or the recent Cambridge books. I try to come up to make room for my time to create this kind of words. And again, thanks for all of my subscribers, all of you that watch my videos and make comments on my videos. I try to do my best in every video and make it even better for the next one. Thank you, and thanks for your support.